Hi, and welcome to the Best of Both Worlds, a program focused on Brazilians who are living all over the United States and Americans and other communities that are curious and would like to learn more about Brazil. Together, through shared experiences, friendships, business partnerships, and other experiences together, we get to have the best of both worlds. I'm here with my co host Flavia. Ryan, and today our guests are a very amazing mother and daughter duo, Rosangela da Silva and Mickey. Your last name is Santos, correct? What is
Santana. Santana.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
Brazilians have like 3 or 4 last names, and they only go usually by their first name. So I know her as Mickey and Rosangela. So Mickey and Rosangela came to the United States more than 20 years ago, and Mickey was only 7 years old. And I would like to ask Rosangela, first of all, Rosangela, what were your biggest challenges when you first arrived in the U.S. with your daughter, and how did you overcome them?
A Cris está perguntando, quando você veio do Brasil para a América, qual foi o seu maior desafio e como que você ultrapassou?
O meu maior desafio, como eu passei, né, por algumas coisas, né, que eu vim pelo o cai-cai que eles falam, né? E a gente passou por muita barreira. E o meu maior,
When she first came here, she did come here. She did struggle a lot with changing cultures.
Yeah.
When she came here, she went through a lot of struggles.
Yeah. Go ahead.
aí o meu maior desafio aqui foi que quando eu vim, né, eu deixei a minha filha, né, para trás. E o trabalho aqui, tipo assim, quando eu cheguei foi bem difícil,
I
né?
struggled mostly with when I came here. I left my daughter, me, in Brazil, and with work once I got here.
Oh, so she didn't come with you immediately.
No.
She
No.
left you there.
Yes.
How old were you when she first came to Brazil?
Quantos anos eu tinha quando você me deixou lá?
Quando eu deixei você, você tinha 3 anos.
I was 3.
Wow. So you left your daughter, came here, and then brought her over.
Você então me deixou lá, veio pra cá e me trouxe depois.
Sim.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. And what else?
E o que mais?
Aí foi muito difícil, né? Que aí foi a luta para trazer você para cá, né? Que não foi fácil, mas tipo assim, eu tinha muita fé em Deus e eu superei, né? Trazendo você para cá. A tendência minha era ficar um tempo e voltar, mas aí, com a circunstância do tempo que eu estava aqui, né? Deus mudou toda a história e nisso já vai fazer 20 anos que eu estou aqui.
So the plan when she got here was the first plan to bring me over, and she struggled with that a lot. She did plan to come here, stay a while, and go back, but then God changed the whole story, and she's been here ever since.
That's so great. And by the way, she was struggling then, but now she's the owner of her own business with her daughter. They have a wonderful cleaning company. And so before we get to that, so you, first of all, do you have memories when you were like 3 years old, 4 years old, and your mom wasn't there? Do you have memories of that time in Brazil?
Some, yes.
Yeah. And then you came at 7. So what's it been like growing up with two cultures? And talk a little about your Brazilian life, your American life, and your identity.
I think I'm very lucky to be Brazilian, but to have both cultures. I feel like sometimes my American culture kicks in stronger than my Brazilian culture does.
So give some examples.
I speak mostly English.
Yes.
Even with my husband, he's also Brazilian.
Yes.
It's mostly English at the
Yes.
house.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, but it is the best of both worlds. I'm glad that with a lot of Americans when I got here as well, I was able to teach them a lot of the things that happen in Brazil. It's kind of like I hung out a lot with the Italians who are here as well, and it's like Italian and American, Brazilian and American.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
And so are you educating Americans more and more about what the wonderful things that Brazil has to offer?
Yes.
That's amazing. So now you get along with your mom, which is amazing because not everyone does, right? And so, and by the way, Flavia, because you're going to be doing the questioning and the questions, but you speak English also. What else also would you comments do you have, or before I get to the next question, any comments you have or questions you'd like to ask?
When you come here, how you feel to be here, and when you come here, um, you not speak English, and then how you feel to be here in different language, different culture. How is your feel on that time?
Qual foi vamos supor, o seu medo de chegar aqui e não falar inglês? Qual foi o seu...
E não saber a cultura.
A cultura.
Sim, eu tive muito medo, mas na questão, tipo assim, que eu tinha vontade de dar o melhor para minhas filhas, que minha filha, né, no caso, eu só tinha a Miki, então eu mais o meu esposo trabalhava no Brasil, era muito difícil, e a gente trabalhava, não conseguia, né, ter muitas coisas, então eu orei ao Senhor e falei, eu vou lutar na América, e cheguei aqui, foi um desafio, tive muitos medos, mas Deus, né, quem tá com Deus não tá sozinha. Então Deus me deu muita força e eu conseguia superar. Hoje eu trabalho aqui e fico de boa, tranquilo. Consigo, né, sobreviver aqui no meio dos americanos. E tipo assim, eles tentam. Quando eu cheguei para trabalhar, eu comecei a trabalhar com hispanos, mas depois e brasileiros também, e americanos. Os americanos em si, mesmo que a gente não fale inglês, eles têm bastante paciência.
Oh, really?
Quando a gente não fala, eles vão e mostram o que tem que fazer. Então, eu acho muito assim, interessante neles aqui.
So I'm going to explain this one because I speak faster English
Yes.
and your English is just it's mine. You have such a beautiful voice.
Thank
So
you.
basically, Rosangela said that she was very afraid when she first came here, a lot of fear, but her fear was smaller than her desire to build a better life for her children. And it was very difficult in Brazil. It's a beautiful country, but where she was living, and it was very difficult. And so she overcame her fears to come here. And she said in the beginning, she worked around a lot of Spanish speaking people. Spanish is not that different from Portuguese. She could understand them. But she said also that, I'm glad to hear this, the Americans were very patient with her. So that's good. Yeah, that's good because I think that Americans are often very rude to immigrants, is my opinion about it. But okay, so running a family business now together because you're mother daughter, right? You're friends, right? And now you are running a business together. So what's that like? How do you balance business? Oh, wait, I forgot. The other thing you said that's really important. Rosangela prays a lot. She has a very strong relationship with the Lord. And so did not mean to take that out. A big part of your family is your faith, your Christianity, the church you belong to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you, with all that too, church, family, business, friendship, how do you balance that with each other?
I would say that it wasn't always this easy. It was very hard at first. I think it's been 3 years going into 4 years now that we've been in the business together. I would say the first year was a struggle, but we learned how to communicate. Communication was a big
You
part
had mother-daughter issues in the beginning?
It wasn't even mother and daughter issues. It was just a lot sometimes.
Yeah, overwhelming.
Overwhelming with the business, with the family. Sometimes none of it was going well. So when none of it is going well, it starts to crash. But we started communicating and, separating work life is work life, mother and daughter. I mean, we spend every day together. Pretty much.
That's amazing.
Yes.
I know. If I want to reach one of you, I call the other one. If I want to reach,
yeah,
So,
I mean, with work, in the morning I go to work, I see her, and then we go to church at night, I see her. On the weekend, we go out to dinner. We just have one rule. Whenever we're out in dinner or out in lunch, we don't talk about work. It's our free time.
So you can ask Rosangela in Portuguese that third question, and then she can explain, and then Mickey can interpret for her.
Como é gerenciar negócio familiar? Pode ser desafiador? Como você equilibra negócios e relacionamento mãe e filha? Que é o que elas acabou de responder, né?
Sim.
Como você equilibra?
Tipo assim, no começo é bem difícil, né? Tipo assim, tanto eu acho para mim como para ela. Porque na questão, tipo assim, eu sou bastante nervosa. né, agitada, vamos dizer assim. E aí, às vezes, a gente tinha discussões e tudo, mas depois eu parei um tempo e falei assim, não, ela, né, ela tá aqui para me ajudar, porque ela me ajuda muito, né, no inglês, porque agora que eu estou estudando, porque quando eu cheguei aqui eu trabalhava demais, então não foquei nos estudos. E ela me ajuda muito, então eu pus assim, não, eu tenho que ter mais um pouco de controle, né, com ela, mais paciência para a gente estar trabalhando junto. Por quê? Porque eu gosto de trabalhar em família.
So that's great, and I'm gonna interpret this because you're gonna probably be too shy to talk about the great things your mom said about you. But Rosangela basically said that it's not necessarily easy to work with the family, but she said she's the issue, not her daughter, because she's very, like she said, agitated. Let me put this, she's demanding. She has high standards, right? And she said though, but that they got through it, and she said that it's a joy for her to have a family business. That for her, it's important to work with her family, which I admire because regular Americans that are born here, you're 18, oh, go live by yourself, go do your own thing. I really appreciate the generational unity that Brazilian families have. So, speaking of that, Mickey and Rosangela, how has your immigrant experience influenced the way you deal with even your clients on K-Ban?
Um, I have it pretty easy, I'm not gonna lie, just because I speak English. Rarely they know that I wasn't born here, but when they do, they ask me questions. I let them know I'm from Brazil. I came here when I was 7, and a lot of them, if not most of them, are very shocked, and they want to know more, and they think it's amazing. So it's really nice.
Just an asset for you.
Yeah, it is.
And maybe you want to ask Rosangela the same question in Portuguese.
Rosângela, como é a experiência de você como imigrante influenciou a forma como interagir com os seus clientes?
Eu acho que, tipo assim, com meus clientes, assim, eu tenho bastante cliente, graças a Deus, eles são muito tranquilos comigo, me tratam muito bem, né? E eu tento fazer o meu trabalho, dar o melhor, né, que eu posso. Então, tipo assim, eu me vejo tranquilo com eles, assim, em relação ao trabalho.
And that's something she said that she is fortunate. She has a lot of clients. They are very successful. They do great in their business. And she said that she gives the best of herself to give the clients the best experience possible. But I will say something. I again don't want to look like I'm criticizing Americans, but I think that this extra value, this extra level of cleanliness and service is very much to me a Brazilian thing more than an American thing. I believe, I don't know if you agree with me, Mickey, but let me ask you that question. When you go to Brazilian houses or American houses, which houses, if any, are cleaner, in your opinion, are better at staying organized?
Um, I think it's 50-50, to be honest.
It's not Brazilians
To-
are better.
No, I have cleaned some houses of Brazilians that were very messy.
Oh, okay. So you just burst my bubble.
Yes. I
Thank
think
you.
I think that it is. I'm very glad. I'm not gonna lie. When I first started cleaning, I was like, oh my god. But now it's very satisfying
Really?
because I don't think of it as only cleaning. I mean, there are working mothers and working fathers, and it's such a struggle here.
You're transforming their
Right.
mind.
It's like coming home to a clean house and you have like 2, 3 kids and a dog and a cat. It's like amazing
I'm
feeling.
gonna have you. I already talked to your mom. I'm gonna have you guys come in October, and I just want you to like. You're just my neighbors anyway. Check my house. If it needs cleaning, just do it. I don't even want to have to call you. I want you to know my house. I can always have, because right now I can't even have my clients at my house right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to have someone help me, and then during COVID and stuff, I got very busy, like your mom, focused on my business. So I was just so focused, I like let everything go. But now, I'm putting it out there from October. I'm gonna have someone just look after my house. Just make sure anyone can knock on my door, come in, have a cafe, sit at my table. So yeah, all right. So one more question, and that is, how is your experience, or what do you think are the biggest misconceptions that Brazilians have about Americans or people of other places and vice versa? So, what are the things that you think still we're misunderstanding each other?
I believe not getting into politics, but a lot of Americans, I know there's a lot of good people who are American, good people who are Brazilians. I do understand both sides. I know there's a lot of people who come in and, unfortunately don't do such a good job here with our name. But I feel like we are all supposed to be a family, and we're all here for the same reasons to work and feed our families. I know a lot of Americans, the scenario is, my kids grow up, go to college, have a good job. It's not that different for us Brazilians. We also want our kids to grow up, go to college, and we love the opportunity. So I think the misconception is we disagree um, on not really on how do you say the fact that I'm American or I'm Brazilian. It's what my intentions are here.
So you think Americans can misunderstand Brazilian intentions and not even try to get to know them?
Yes.
So they have stereotypes. So just put it out there. What are some ideas Americans have about Brazilians that are just simply wrong?
We're not here to steal your job.
That's right.
We're
That's
not here to
right.
steal your job.
Oh, we need more of you.
Yes.
That's right. That's
America's a huge country.
Thank you for saying that.
Yes. So we're here. We want to help.
We're so glad to have you.
Yeah,
But thanks
thank
for
you.
saying that, though.
Right, and I think the mixture of cultures is something that I love. Like I here in Gloucester we do have like Portuguese restaurants, Mexican restaurants.
Yes.
I'm glad that we have options here.
That's right.
I feel like it gets boring in a place where it's only.
Do you think
American
Americans
food.
don't know anything about Brazilian food, though, in general, and we need to change that?
Oh my God, you should try.
I know,
It's so amazing.
Brazilian food is so much better than American food. I'm just saying, in general, American food. So, and before I ask your mom the same question, what is something that Brazilians think that is wrong about Americans?
I would say that a lot of Brazilians think that Americans are a little bit racist.
Yeah.
And I have to be honest, I've gotten a lot of racism from
there's
Brazilians
Also, yeah. Oh,
more than Americans.
important. So
Right.
Brazilians are also racist, but it's more hidden.
Right.
It's not acknowledged. Oh, those are very profound.
Yeah, and I would love to say that every time you tell an American, "Oh, I have plans for this," they're very encouraging and they help. Sometimes I know that my mom have been in situations where she can't speak, and the American will go on the phone and put the translator and try to help. So it's really good to see. I know there are some bad walnuts out there, but I am thankful that I have not came across one yet.
That's so good. And we also have a little extra time, so I'm gonna have you also just ask some questions. But Rosangela, first of all, congratulations. You have raised a really wonderful woman. Bem criada, super parabéns.
Thank you.
Fiquei comovida com o que ela falou, mas quero saber o que você acha. What do you think? Quais são you can switch it. What are the misconceptions that Brazilians have of Americans and that Americans have of Brazilians from her experience?
Quais são, eu não sei falar, tipo as opiniões que você acha, tipo que a gente tem um pensamento pelos americanos que os americanos têm contra a gente?
Que são errados.
Que são
opiniões
errados. Tipo uns pensamentos errados que a gente tem dos americanos e qual é os pensamentos errados que os americanos têm sobre a gente brasileiro aqui?
Sim, eu acho que, tipo assim, às vezes eles têm alguns pensamentos sobre, né, os imigrantes, porque na realidade tem muito imigrantes, né, que estão chegando aqui. Uns estão vindo para trabalhar com honestidade, né, para dar o melhor para a família. Então, e outros já tá fazendo muita coisa errada. Então, eu acho que isso tá deixando eles um pouco assustados com os imigrantes.
Your mom is always tough on Brazilians. I noticed that.
Yes.
So go to explain what she said. I'm going to give my opinion too, but go ahead. Because I think Brazilians always think worse of themselves than they are, but I appreciate she's trying to be humble. But anyway, what did she just say?
The misconceptions that Americans would have over us Brazilians or immigrants in general is that a lot of Brazilians come here for the right reasons, a lot of immigrants come here for the wrong reasons, and recently a lot of people have been coming in, and some of them their goal isn't to work and feed their families. They have kind of different things that they do here that are wrong, and She thinks that the Americans are worried for themselves and worried for their
Yeah.
families because of that.
And I appreciate her opinion,
Mhm.
but I think most Brazilians I've seen have come over here, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
for the right reason, but not to
Right.
disagree with her. And I appreciate that she's very demanding
Mm-hmm.
on herself and her community, which it helps raise the level for everyone.
Right.
So, and what do Americans think about Brazilians that is not true, that hurts your feelings that you want? I mean, what do Brazilians think about Americans? Sorry, what do Brazilians think about Americans, either good or bad, that you don't agree with?
E o que os brasileiros, na sua opinião, quais são as opiniões que a gente tem sobre os americanos que na sua cabeça não são boas ou são boas?
Eu não vejo muito, assim, em questão sobre eles, assim, que eles são pessoas que pensam muita coisa ruim. Às vezes, você pode pegar um imigrante que é um americano que não gosta de imigrante, mas é raro, pelo menos, assim, esses anos todos que eu estou na América, eu tenho lidado com eles, eles têm me tratado super bem, graças a Deus.
You said that out of all the years she's been here, very thankful. I also have that we've never left Cape Ann. So when we speak very highly of the Americans, it's here in Cape Ann. She has never been mistreated and she has actually been very helpful. Helpful.
Helps, yeah.
Yeah, she's been very happy with the interactions with her and the Americans.
That's also, she's a good person. So, Flavia, I know you're dying to, we have about 8 more minutes. So, what would you like to ask?
Ah, como é para você chegar aqui e encontrar a oportunidade de você abrir seu próprio business?
Yeah. So, what was it that caused you when you came here to decide to open your own business?
Quando eu cheguei aqui, que eu comecei a trabalhar, eu trabalhei no McDonald's, né, por 7 anos. E mesmo trabalhando no McDonald's, eu comecei a dar help, limpando casa. E é uma coisa, assim, que desde o Brasil eu já fazia, que era limpar a casa. Então eu comecei dando help e aí teve um tempo que eu quis colocar os meus business por minha conta própria. E na época trabalhou eu e uma cunhada minha. No começo trabalhou comigo uma cunhada minha, ela trabalhou limpando casa comigo, que era só nós duas, né, na época, por 7 anos. E depois, como o esposo dela deu 3 heart attack, e ele comprou uma pizzaria em Beverly, e aí ela, né, não trabalhou mais comigo, aí foi aonde que eu coloquei a minha filha junto comigo, e ela foi ajudar o esposo dela na pizzaria. E é aonde que eu tenho meus business hoje, e eu gosto de fazer o que eu faço, que é limpar a casa. Porque eu gosto de estar limpando, organizando, então é uma coisa assim que eu quis para mim fazer.
So, Rosangela was saying that she worked at McDonald's for 7 years, but even when she was working at McDonald's, she was doing things on that side. She was a cleaning, what they call help, where people that have cleaning businesses need people for certain days, certain houses. She was like a freelancer, but she'd already been cleaning houses in Brazil, so she really likes this business. And then after 7 years, she opened. Seven's a big number for you, by the way. After because you were
Yeah.
7 when you came. We got to remember that. So it must be in the Bible. So actually it is, right? But anyway, so then she opened a business with her sister-in-law originally, before she then expanded, became bigger. But I meant to talk about the rest of your family. You have another lovely daughter, way ahead of her time. Is she only 8 years old?
Gonna turn in December.
And she sings beautifully. She's very confident. She's very communicative. She's lovely with people like me that she doesn't know. Adults, very sweet. And you have a lovely husband. So it's not just you and this daughter, right? It's your whole family. So tell us a little bit about your family and how that fits in, and your faith in our last part. Because I know those are your biggest drivers, your faith and your family. So tell us about that.
I am mais sim.
Sobre o meu marido, né, ele veio para cá comigo também, ele veio na frente, né, depois eu vim, e a gente tem uma convivência tranquila, graças a Deus, né, e depois de um tempo eu tive a minha filha agora, que hoje, né, já está com 7 anos, vai fazer 8 anos, E, tipo assim, eu tenho superado muita coisa através da minha fé, graças a Deus, eu só tenho a agradecer a Deus, porque eu já vou fazer 20 anos que eu estou aqui. Tive sim lutas, né, porque eu lutei um bom tempo na imigração com a minha documentação, e na última foi que a advogada falou que não tinha mais jeito, né, para o meu caso, mas aí eu falei com ela que a última palavra era de Deus, e aí em dia 14 de setembro de 2022 foi aprovado o meu green
That's
card.
amazing.
Sim, porque Deus já tinha falado, né. Então eu tenho muita fé, né, que quando Deus fala, ele é fiel para cumprir aquilo que ele nos promete, né, então
What did you say?
Um, father relation.
How many years, by the way?
They had together
Yeah.
28 anos.
28 years.
Your English is getting better.
Yeah.
English.
She understands everything he's saying. She's just
Sim, eu
understands,
entendo um pouco, mas eu tenho muita, como eu falo, vergonha de
yeah, she's
responder.
embarrassed to speak English.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start speaking English with you, Rosangela, but go ahead.
And she did have my little sister. After she came here, she went through a lot of, as you know, a lot of battles. But the faith in God.
Talk about immigration, how she thought she was not ever going to be able to become a citizen, and then what happened.
Right, she was fighting for a long time,
10 anos.
10 years in the immigration process. And in the last step, or the last the last step that she could take, the lawyer said, if I were you, it's been years, I don't think it's gonna work. If I were you, I would just give
Our
up.
immigration system is so ridiculous,
Crazy.
but that's a whole other
And
conversation.
at the time, when she went to speak to the lawyer, I kind of had like an emotional breakdown. I'm like, you know what? Don't go through it with anymore. Just forget it. Let's just stay here the way it is.
Figure it out.
And she was like, nope, I'm gonna go forward. I'm going to Supreme Court. I'm gonna see what they're gonna. I mean, I'm here. Pay my taxes. I work. I don't
And
do
you're
anything
praying.
wrong. Yes. And her papers were approved.
And 2 years ago, on September 3rd, you got your Social Security,
Sim.
and you're
Social
buying a
Security.
house.
O meu social foi quando eu dei entrada nos meus documentos na primeira vez, porque quando eu vim, depois de 7 anos, a migração me achou.
So she came here, and then after she was here for 7 years, immigration actually found her, knocked on the door.
Wow, we have to have
Yes.
another episode to hear
Yeah.
that story.
Aí foi na época que a migração me achou. Eu levei.
They were
Aí eu
going to
fiquei.
take you, deport you? They came
Eles
to your door?
Eles iam te deportar.
Não, eles bateram na minha porta na época e falaram, chegaram lá e viram tudo, que era em família e tal. Eles falou assim que não queria fazer mal a mim e que não ia me levar presa, mas que eu tinha que apresentar na corte. E eles me acharam numa sexta-feira, numa segunda-feira, 9 horas da manhã, eu tive que comparecer na corte em Burlington.
So they found her on Friday. Immigration did knock on the door, did open the door, did let them come in. They were very nice
They
to
had a
her.
miracle there
That's
because they
America.
never
Right.
let people stay. If
Right.
they knock
They
your
did
door,
that.
they
So
take
thank
it.
God protected you.
Exactly.
Right.
And
She
so,
said that
yeah.
they did come into the house, look around, they saw pictures of the family, saw
Yes.
that everything
Wow.
was
They fell in love with her.
Yeah.
Probably.
And then they said they weren't going to hurt her, right? But they made her,
Correct.
she had to go to court, right?
She had to go to court Monday
Yes.
morning.
God give you a chance.
Yeah, that's
E
amazing.
ali começou um processo, que aí com anos que eu estava mexendo na imigração, aí eu consegui o social permit de trabalho.
And then that's when she first opened up her process. And she did get her work permit and
So I am so glad that you took the time to just, you're very lovely people. I'm excited to let you keep my house in order for the new year going forward. After we have to repaint it, redo it, remodel everything. But and just it's very inspiring, a mother and daughter that are so close like you. It's not very common all the time. And so I want to thank you so much. And we are going to do also after that, we're going to do the Portuguese segment. But tune in next time when we have another episode of The Best of Both Worlds.